I got an email today asking for references to other profitable small-scale permaculture farms in Europe. And I get emails like that nearly every week. And to be honest, there really aren't many that I can think of in Europe. That got me thinking, because if we can make it work from up here at 59 degrees north with a really short grow.
Okay, so I mean, first off, Sepp Holzer's place. I mean, the profit with Sepp Holzer is profound, and not only that, but I'm pretty sure that this guy Richard Perkins has been to Sepp Holzer's place, because I subscribed to his channel today, and I think I saw a video there of Sepp Holzer's place. So I think he went there and took the video.
Oh man, have you been?
Oh, I've never been. I don't have a passport. So but you know, of course, we advertise. Every time that they do a big trip out there to Sepp's place for Americans, because you got to have a translator. Yeah. You just go there by yourself, and you don't understand German. It's gonna be miserable. So, but there's this guy Zach Weiss. He sets up these trips to go over to Sepp's place from the United States to Sepp's place, and it's usually like a compound trip. Like it's a full tour. Like you're gonna be there for 2 weeks. You're gonna go and see Sepp's place, see Sepp's other place. You're going to experience a bunch of different things. It's a pretty rich event. And so, but all right, he just said that you can't think of many examples, and I kind of feel like my first thought is the whole thing about Gert. Have you read my essay about Gert?
No.
Okay, so in this essay, I talk about Ferd and Gert. So Ferd lives in the city, and he's got a job, and he has to work 40 hours a week, and he spends, you know, he's got a half-hour commute each way, so there's another hour a day each day, so he's got 45 hours a day that are consumed. Then there's like, how much time does he spend going to the grocery store to get food, or going to restaurants to get food, and
gas money,
you know, driving back and forth from grocery stores and restaurants, as well as waiting in lines and things like that for his food. So there's a certain amount of time that goes into him getting his food and eating his food. And then compare that to Gert. And Gert, I'm pretending it's a fiction. Gert is living the permaculture dream. And so, you know, Gert spends all of her time harvesting food and preserving it. But she's like, instead of working 45 hours a week and then spending an extra, say, 10 hours a week getting your food and whatever, then Gert's, you know, her full thing is 10 hours a week to feed herself with the food that comes off of her permaculture place. And then because she's realized the permaculture dream, then she doesn't really need a whole hell of a lot. And so then, all right. So you're looking for the
trying to find this out.
It's going to be the Millions of Permaculture Millionaires thing. So anyway, the key is that Ferd has to use the money that he earns from his job in order to be able to, like, you know, what little is left after paying for a mortgage and your car payment and all of the little things that you need in order to be able to just have a job. Then after all of that, he's got this little bit of money left over that he uses in order to kind of give him something worth living for, to kind of anesthetize the pain of his existence. So, man, you are just looking at all my stuff. Good luck.
Yeah, I know.
You helped organize this, so, you know.
Well, I didn't know you were going to bring this up.
All right. And the thing is that Gert has a bunch of money too, but she doesn't need to anesthetize her existence. And so in the end, you know, Gert doesn't make nearly as much money as Ferd, but Gert doesn't need it. She's happy and content with where she is, and her life is far awesomer.
Yeah, and probably happier in general.
So a lot of times, you know, we get these things, people asking the question. The question is like, how do I become a millionaire with permaculture? Where's the examples? And so first of all, it's like, okay, Sepp is charging 95 euros to come onto his land. He gets 100 people a day. If you do the math, that's $3 million a year. Okay, there you go. You're all set. There's $3 million. That's $3 million a year. Is that enough for you? Can you get by on $3 million? I mean, if you want to work that hard, work as hard as Sepp and do that, that's cool. You know, but I also want to paint the picture of Gert. And I want to suggest that Gert's got like, you know, something like $7,000 a year coming in, and it's just racking up in her bank account. And the point that I make with Gert is that if I gave Gert $1 million, here you go, Gert, $1 million, do whatever the hell you want with it. Would her life change one speck? And I'm saying, no, it would not. Her life would be exactly the same if you gave her $1 million.
Right.
And she just wouldn't have anything to spend it on. She's there. She's arrived.
Yeah.
She's set. All right. So the thing is this guy's trying to answer the question, okay, where's all the examples? And I kind of feel like, you know, good for this guy, Richard Perkins, to try and answer the question of dumb fucks. Because it's the wrong question.
Yeah.
You know, how can I have an awesome life is really the question. But it's like, it's a dumb fuck question from two angles. You know, one is like, okay, I want to make $1 million. How do I make $1 million? And so I kind of feel it's like, where's the proof? Where's the proof of getting $1 million with permaculture? And I kind of feel like, you know, fuck, do you not know how to use Google? Asswipe? I mean, it's not that hard.
Well,
there are examples.
Gert and Sepp have totally different lifestyles too, or like they're looking for different things out of life. I think.
Oh, and that's true too. That's true too. Sepp is wanting to change the world. He wants to infect the brains with the stuff that he's done, and Gert is not interested in that. In fact, part of the article that I wrote was to say something like, a lot of people are coming to Gert and they say, you should tell more people about this. And Gert says, you go right ahead and do that. You know, leave me out of it. And it's like, well, you should, you know, expand and sell more food. And she's like, you do it. And, you know, so Gert's comfy right where she is. She doesn't need to scale it up or anything like that. So, but yes, it's true. This is an enormous question because people are like, well, if I'm going to be a farmer, I got to go out and I got to grow enough food to feed 100 people and then get all that money. And it's kind of like, I like the idea of a permaculture system being step one, feed yourself. Step two, sell your excess.
Right.
All right. So I'm sorry. This was the, we're, because he doesn't go into this later. He doesn't, I mean, I've watched this video now twice. He doesn't talk about, you know, the examples. And in fact, this video is very, very good. And I like how he doesn't answer the question directly. He kind of points out, instead of saying like, here's the examples, which he kind of said there's not a lot of really good examples, and there's at least Sepp, and there's Fukuoka too. We could talk about Fukuoka. Fukuoka did so good. Just did amazing. And a lot of people say, well, no one's been able to duplicate what Fukuoka has done. And it's kind of like, how fucking smart do you have to be to do this stuff? I mean, he wrote books about it. He spelled it out. He had interns. It's not rocket science here. Or what is the expression? It's not rocket surgery.
Well, like, the millionaires in permaculture are the ones that are looking to change the world. They're in it for something else than most people are in a permaculture for, which is to live a self-sufficient lifestyle where you're sustaining yourself. And
I think that, you know, the like if you're at level 1 and you're looking at permaculture, then this is going to be the question you're going to ask. It's a level 1 question. Okay, where's the examples of people making millions of dollars with permaculture? And I kind of feel like, yeah, at level 6, you're kind of like, I don't need to prove anything to anybody, and I'm just looking out for me and mine. And but you end up growing so much food through a permaculture system. Let's say you've got 5 acres, and you've planted it all, and then on year 3, then you're feeding yourself and you start having lots of leftovers, and then you just like, you know, sell the excess or give it away to your neighbors, build some karma, whatever. So